Holy crap, we are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, roller coasters, amusement parks from all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah. Mikhail's here. What's
Hello,
up?
Mikhail.
What it do,
Hello,
baby?
Yeah.
He's alive.
We got the
Happy
crew back
Nemi
together.
4.
Special episode Reborn.
Yeah. Yes.
Excited.
And it is the year. This is now going to be the year of the roller coaster in the UK.
Right.
Again, before, right? Like how much
is it?
stuff's coming this year? It's so
Yo,
exciting.
we could say it's the year of the crab and actually have it sound like it's part of the Chinese.
I want to make it the year of the crab.
Yeah,
The year of the crab.
Yeah,
What is a
crab,
Chinese year?
Oh no, it'll be something not crab related at all, like eel or something. I mean, that would kind of work. It used to be
It's year of the
Nemesis
dragon.
station.
Casper.
Oh, I mean,
Dragon, they're cool. I like that.
Dragon's cool.
Yeah, very true.
But
So, did everyone have a good break?
Yes,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice,
really
relaxing
good.
break.
Chilled out at
yeah.
Quality Street. That's what you do.
Quality
Yeah,
Street.
Quality
It's
Street.
like shit. Why?
Like, what
It was on top of the fridge. I just ate it. It was
kind of
Nah.
I
terrible
want to know what's
food?
this? What's this?
Yeah, no, that's
What
a.
are you doing?
That has
Well, the thing
caused
is,
outrage.
They have done that, but then they've put foil still inside the caramel, so it's like, what's the point?
I want the shiny window bit though. That's the
Yeah.
best bit. Take it off and put
The
it.
only
where
good
you want.
one's the green triangle.
We're trying to save the planet, I think, not with the foils.
They're
and
foil
shit.
though, aren't they? Screen triangle.
Oh yeah, they are
Foil.
foil.
Wow.
So why have they
Oh.
changed them then? If it's
Oh,
not
it's
for
fudge.
like, I thought it was like environmental reasons or whatever.
Clearly
I-
not.
I
It's
think-
not.
Printing
I
reasons.
think they're half changed. By next year, it'll probably be all of them.
It'll just come in a cardboard
yes.
box next year, like a noodle box, and you'll just open it and just already be.
No, we've got 2 boxes of Quality Streets downstairs because Matt's saying that they're not shit; they're just inferior. But I've just out of principle, I'm not touching them. They're rubbish. Don't like them.
Well, what you can do is Nemesis opening days, bring them Quality Streets, and we'll eat them in the queue line. How's that sound? They won't last long.
Maybe.
Wait, what's your go-to then, Sean?
Heroes all day, every day, man.
Heroes.
I don't like heroes.
Heroes
Yeah,
are
like
good.
I think it's got to be
about Heroes?
celebrations and then maybe heroes. I feel like I like more of the celebrations than I do
Celebrations, yeah, I'd say heroes.
Celebrations,
and
all right.
celebrations.
Celebrations are a pain in the ass to open though. Like there's something
Yeah, they're
about-
hard. Why
Yeah,
do
they
you
are.
do that?
Yeah, they are.
Like a little
No.
grape. Why'd you
I
do
don't
that?
know.
Mm.
No clue. Something we don't do all year, and then they go, right, try and open a piece of chocolate like this. And you're like, can't do it. Struggling.
Anyone get up to anything? Obviously, well, we do actually know that. So,
Yeah.
Luke, you went to Disney.
I did. I went to Disneyland Paris, and it was awesome.
Totally
For New
good.
Year, finally got on Big Thunder Mountain. We'll talk about that in a bit. That is a crazy coaster.
The best Big Thunder.
Yeah, and I did it all in like 16 hours. Came back and nearly died. Slept for about 14 hours after. It was.
Did you go to
fun
both
time.
parks? Or
Yes, yeah, did both parks.
Was it?
And I
hectic?
did Tower of Terror. No, it wasn't that bad. No,
No.
it genuinely wasn't that bad.
What is it then? The traveling get to you?
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
yeah. And the fact there was
Okay.
no Ubers or buses back to where we were staying, we weren't staying on property, so we had to walk back to where we were
God.
staying for like
How long
3
was the
hours
walk?
sleep.
Holy
it was
shit.
a 2-mile walk, but after being on the park for like
2 miles.
13
12
hours.
12 hours.
Yeah, it was. And I've been waking up that day in Manchester and then ending that day on a 2-mile walk was like,
That's a lot. Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot, but it was worth it. I'll do it again. It
Yeah.
was so good, so good.
Um.
Hey, Coaster Bar.
It dawned
Bonjour.
on me recently that it's been 20 years since I went to Disneyland Paris.
Wow.
Oh, problem, I've never been.
I've never been.
I
I've never
even
been.
realized
so-
that. I was like, that is so wild. I went when I was
So
12
good.
in 2004, I think, or 2003 or something. And I
Right, no,
literally
I
haven't been back in 20 years. That's crazy.
I think mine was similar, actually. Mine's about 18, 19 years since I've been.
I need to go. I need to make time to go this year to.
Do it.
to it.
On a really nice day, just jump on it. If you get a nice day, just jump on a plane. It's like, even if you buy the flights on that day, I think it's roughly about 150 quid return, like at the most expensive of EasyJet.
Wow.
I definitely need to go
Ubers,
back and
Ubers are a sore subject for Luke. For that.
Uber on New Year's Eve as well, though. It was New Year's Day, so I kind of had a feeling something was gonna go tits up, and it did. So
Nice. Emma, we went to Walsall Scare Maze, and you did Enola, didn't you?
I did. What an experience that was.
Rather you than me.
Why don't you share your
It was
What
well
happened?
fun. What didn't happen, Luke?
right, yeah.
I
okay.
came out of that maze a changed woman.
How
To
much hair got on you?
paraphrase, I was electrocuted. They cut my hair. I was force fed. They spray painted me. I was jizzed on many occasions. Not real jizz.
I was going to say, like, yeah, can you clarify if it's real jizz?
I was.
Context, it was washing up liquid. Baby.
it was the on many occasions that got me. I'm like,
It happened all at once, right in the eyes. It hurts like a
Oh,
bitch. I was peppered with a BB gun. I came out. Put it this way: I came out in my underwear, wrapped in cling film.
I did.
what the
too.
fuck is this thing called?
Like,
Well,
no,
you know, like,
It's
the
called
Enola
torture, bro.
experience.
It's called torture.
You know what though? I've sat here on
Oh,
this
class
podcast
5 lawsuit,
before,
mate.
and I've said
And a
how
waiver.
like I wanted to do something more extreme, and I did something more extreme.
Do you
and
think
I've
they
had
listen to the
a
Chain Dogs
brilliant time.
podcast on YouTube by any chance?
So funny.
You know, the best
And
bit
they've
was
heard what
though, you have to go through it on your own, and then in the
Right.
last room, I got covered in paint and wrapped in cling film, and then Mikey from Scare Track was coming through behind me. I could hear him in the room behind me, so there was like this clown in this room, and I was like, "Can I wait in here?" And he's like, "Well, you shouldn't." I was like, "Please, we're the last ones through. Can I just wait in here because I just want to see what you do to him when he comes in?" So he locked me in a cage. And I just sat on the floor wrapped in cling film like this, like in the middle of this, like in this cage and stuff. And Mikey just comes toddling in and just goes, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "I've come to see you." And he was like making us do a game and stuff. And obviously, if you got the game wrong, you got covered in paint and slime and everything. And it was the funniest thing I have ever seen in my life. It was brilliant. And then we both got kicked out at the end, and there was about 50 people stood there.
Yeah, I don't know how
Loads of
everyone.
people.
Yeah, everyone congregated. There's people, and you could. I think it was either you or Mikey was just like, I don't know half the people who are watching
Yeah.
me right now.
There was like 10 people that I knew.
Are you just
and
there
then
in your underwear?
just toddling out, wrapped in cling film, the pair of us.
Mm.
And we were just like, "Oh, okay." So I'm glad I put giant underwear on, put it that way. Like granny pants saved the day that day. But it was good. It was 15 quid. It lasted about 10-15 minutes. And it's one of those situations where you just have to be like, balls to the wall, go for it. If you're gonna be like funny about things like that, or you're gonna, you can say mercy and they will move you on. They don't kick you out for saying mercy, they'll just move you on to the next room. I said it once because they cut my hair with scissors and then he pulled out a pair of clippers. And I went, absolutely fucking not. So yeah. And different things had happened to us, like Mikey come out covered in wax strips. So we've ripping them all off when he come out. I didn't get any of that. And I had to eat crickets, but Mikey didn't eat them, I don't think.
I know he only just eats pizza, so he's never gonna eat crickets. Is he?
The man doesn't have
Mikey.
sauce.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you know what? It was good. If you're into your extreme attractions and you're okay, basically being bossed about and tortured a little bit, it was right. It's quite fun. I had a great time. I'll do it again.
So it was right
Yeah,
up
I think this is the thing. I keep seeing people going, "Nah, not for me." It's like, well, it's not meant to be for everyone.
You did it last year, didn't you? Sure.
Yeah,
Or
well, I
before?
did it. I didn't do this version of it.
No, you did the last version, didn't you? But
Yeah.
you said you enjoyed it, so
Yeah, it's one of them where I'd probably I'd do. It's good to do once. Like I was tempted to do Enola, and I probably will do it next year. I just didn't fancy like losing an eyebrow again. Like,
Well, they
It's
didn't
taking
take
you all
Mikey's
year.
eyebrow.
It's taking me all year to grow this back. And
They cut a chavvy slit
You just
into
got it
Mikey's
back.
eyebrow, so
A
instead of
chavvy
taking the whole brow.
that's even worse.
One
I
of them
feel
little-
like, 'cause that looks I've deliberately done it to myself. It looks even worse.
should have pierced him like in Claire's Accessories and just got him a little eyebrow piercing.
Yeah.
It was
The
fun.
chap that said
I
I've been
enjoyed it.
jizzed on by many
probably do it again.
clowns.
Yeah.
Hey, the chat's going today.
It was wild.
chat.
Like, I was weed
Sorry,
on, I was
YouTube.
jizzed on.
Yeah.
We're
It
sorry.
all went down.
Jack said hello to James. No one else. So
Hi, Jack.
Wow.
Hi, Jack.
Screw you.
just
fuck
stop
off
James.
then.
We'll go. We'll just leave James here.
Thanks for watching.
Just do a monologue by yourself, James. How about that?
Kira said, "Don't think it would be my thing. I don't like the idea of being jizzed on by a clown."
You think you would like it, but you know what? It was quite fun.
Started this year off saying jizz a lot.
Try it.
Cork said, "I've been jizzed on by many clowns."
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Feel
Start
like
how
the
we mean
chat's
to go on,
behind me.
right?
Yeah, so Nemesis happened.
So
Moving on.
yeah, moving on. So yeah, Nemesis. We've
We
not
did.
heard much from marketing wise for a while now, and then
No.
they dropped.
Phalanx went quiet.
Yeah,
He died, didn't he? He got it.
yeah, Mr.
Is he dead though?
Dalton.
I don't know.
Oh my
Is
god,
he?
could you imagine if we all walked to the Forbidden Valley on opening day and he just like comes out the station, like everyone would be like, oh,
No. What
He's alive!
No. What they have to do is like put up the door, like the shutter door again, and it's just John Wardley standing there still.
still.
Oh, they need to do that.
Oh, the
They
shadow.
need to do that. I would quite
Where have
happily
you been?
queue
That's what
another
they have
40
to do.
minutes just
I've
to
been
watch
here
that
all
happen on
year.
the side.
Bloody freezing in here.
Hopefully there'll be like an animatronic in the station of him.
An animatronic John Wardley.
Hey, imagine how
incredible.
good that'd be.
You could just put a poster up of him on the show.
It was literally, yeah, it's just that life-size cardboard cutout of him.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, we had like we had a
Photo
cow that time
opportunity.
at
Carl stood next to him.
yeah.
So here is the
Trailer for Caesar.
Look at this go. So good.
That was fucking cool as hell, didn't it?
So good. Like
So
logo
yeah, I
logo as
saw
well. Like
yeah. I think the big
Uh,
thing is like for me, it's just like that original. Obviously, it's an updated version of it, but that original logo
Yeah.
just looks so flipping cool.
I'm
Like
so
That's
glad about
awesome.
that. Like, I think
Yeah,
that's
me too.
one of the things I was like,
the new
please.
accents on the logo really sell it. Like
yeah.
It's-
Coming off the end.
and the
so
spikes on the end. Like it's just it's such a well executed, revamp of the original.
good. Yeah. I want that
I
logo.
like,
on
the
everything
touch of
that
the
I own.
Reborn as well, having the
Mm.
30 in there.
yeah,
That'd
And
be
yeah,
cool.
you mentioned in the chat, didn't you, Sean, about the red like rays coming off of it,
yeah,
like being a nod to the original promo.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was a sick touch.
Beautiful touch.
Yeah.
I think without that, because I did a post without it, and then with it, and everyone the more interaction I got was with the one with it, which was interesting on Twitter. So that was cool, and I was like, yeah, it looks so much better with the rays. Like it just does.
yeah.
I went back and watched all the 90s promo adverts shortly after this came out, and I do really like, just to go away from the logo, like I do really like the 3D rendering of the alien that they did.
It's mouth eye.
There are
The
some
thing
things I
that
would've done-
everyone's mentioned. and
there
I'm
are
like,
some
It
things that
gives
I
me,
would have done
like,
differently with
Demogorgon
it,
vibes.
but I do
Yeah.
like the overall thing.
yeah.
I just don't get why do people think that's its mouth now?
Because of all the things
people said that.
around it that look like teeth.
It's
Yeah, but that could be.
alien.
It's a
They're just
it's a
bugs.
flipping alien. They're not meant to make sense. It's an alien. If they all
How
had
does
the,
it eat?
it's probably got like a mouth underneath its body or something, or I don't know. Just look at all the
Well, we need
fish
to
that
know.
just have random like mouths where you
The
would
fish
never
that
think they would have a
random
mouth.
See, you know what I thought at first?
Wait,
I thought that
alien?
is Nemesis's eye, like the original Nemesis inside this monster looking out. That's what I thought at first. I was like, it's eating it. Like,
No, I just think he's had a glow up.
Yeah.
Having a great time.
genuinely has. Yeah, it looks great. And from what we've seen from people
I think
taking
it's
photos at the park and stuff from the top of Nemesis, like it the way they're doing the spikes and stuff like that. So far,
Yeah,
we're not
it
seeing
looks
much,
cool,
but it
spiky.
looks bloody good.
I
And all the
literally
theming around
cannot
the area
wait.
as well.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to just see it in person for the first time and just be like, what?
If I only go to Towers once this year, and it's got to be for Nemesis opening. Like it just has to be. It just seems like it's the big event of the year. It really is.
I mean, Hyperia is going to be.
Do you mean
Yeah, I
Pleasure
mean, but
Beach is
Hyperia's
the event,
marking's going to
not the
come
big
later,
event of the
isn't
year?
it? That
Yeah.
you know, but that's going to come later.
What?
So that'll be again.
What did
That'll
you
be,
say, Emma?
Hey?
What did you say?
He said Nemesis is the event of the year. I said, do you mean that Club Pleasure Beach's event is not the event of the year?
Oh,
Sorry, Andy, if you're watching.
no, Andy watches this. How
Ghost
dare you?
Train walking is a cool idea though. I want to do that.
The whole thing's very cool, just not on that day.
No,
I'm
not
also-
on that day.
I'm
Oh,
also
is
a
it the
bit
same? It's at the
confused.
same day.
It's the same day. as
Yes,
the
Oh.
the 16th.
There's opening day.
Well,
at
that's even if we know that it's going to open on the 16th.
That's true. I
I mean,
mean, the pre-books have been made, but let's be
Everything
honest.
points to it. Because, like, I mean,
I
they
hope
try.
so.
They try and make it like the first day, don't they? Towers. It's very rare that they'll.
People were recording on Sunday, and construction was still going on, like on Sunday, which is a big thing for me.
Mm.
Like they're trying to get whatever, and we've actually had some good dry weather the last couple of weeks now. Well, last week and a half. So I imagine
been
that's
less
helped
wet.
speed things up. Yeah. But we'll see what happens because we are going to get a cold spell. I'm not going to turn this into a weather podcast, but we are getting some snow at some point
Well,
very soon. It's my job to know these things.
We all
But
knew
yeah.
what happened with Wicker Man. and
Oh,
Snow.
don't.
Yep.
Exactly.
Ladybuds. No.
Yeah.
We'll know what happened to Smiler.
Yes.
Lots of ladybuds. No. And the
It got
wet weather.
covered in snow. Yep. But
I just-
we'll see.
I can't cope with all the coming soon shit. I said this to Sean. I was like, I'm a parent. I need to know things in advance. It stresses me out when I don't have a date for things because I can't plan. I have to plan around the children. Come
Yeah,
back,
realistically,
Disneyland.
there's no way. Like in hindsight, there's no way I could have planned a trip back for Nemesis reopening if they're going to leave
No.
the opening date this late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, yeah, it's basically what
You know.
every theme park does, isn't it? Because you can't.
Yeah,
commit-
yeah.
If you commit to a date, then all you're doing then is potentially letting yourself down when you turn around and
Yeah,
go.
You end up doing
can't
what John
meet that
Ward
date.
did with Jewel and Haunted House and just booting things round.
Yeah.
to get it working.
Lady opening, or you rush it and you open it.
I mean, I think it
date
was
where
like
shouldn't be.
Tutatis. Like we ended up booking Tutatis just on the
Oh, yeah.
chance that it would open,
Yeah.
and we had no confirmation until like a few weeks before, I think. So I don't know. It's just an annoying one.
Get your pre-books in just in case, guys.
Well,
Like,
regardless, I shall be there on opening day and I'll be excited. And I can't wait to stand in the very long queue.
It's going to be a long queue.
Is it? Do you think?
Then again, no, actually.
Yeah. I
Because
do.
when you think on closing day, that queue was mahoosive. But it didn't take that long, you know. Like, if
Well, it
Nemesis
doesn't.
operations are anything like they were,
Well,
then
it should
it's
be
not gonna be
better.
an issue.
Like it should
Yeah.
be more reliable, really. It should be,
they
you
fly
know,
through it, don't they? So
Yeah. Should be better, obviously.
that is an
I
interesting
can't wait
thought.
to
I
see
wonder
the
if they'll
trains
reroute
again.
anything in the station, like infrastructure-wise,
Well, they've
to even
they've-
aid operations even more.
maybe
I have no
'cause
idea,
they
I'm
have
just
they
asking.
have made the exit ramp wider, like massively bigger.
I was
like,
going to say, are they going to sort out like the rat queue situation?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think that was the only issue, really, wasn't it? Was like getting
Hmm.
people on from that side and the
Yeah.
other
Might
side.
do.
was a bit-
Yeah. And they can't just be loading in the back row with Rat Pass.
I mean, they are rerouting the queue, right?
Yeah, that has been very annoying for the last few years of just that back row. Just
Never getting a back row.
it's like
Yeah.
you don't have anyone there waiting to go on. Why aren't you using the back row?
Matt said that Bianca told us that it would be open at the start of the season.
Go on, Bianca.
Duh, duh.
There you go.
I've heard a bunch
Uh,
of people say that. I've heard a bunch of people say that they're gonna reroute the queue, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
has
are,
been.
or
It
they
has
are
been.
in the process of rerouting.
We've seen pictures of it actually.
they've put black fencing up, higher fencing now, so people can stand behind it, above the top, so you can see the loop from behind and round the
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
the old original extended queue line that goes down that way. And there's
Mm.
also like new square block areas and some shipping containers and stuff for bits of theming, new speakers, all that kind of stuff. So it looks like it's going to be like a little bit of a cattle pen in there, and then it's going to extend round and come down that way, which leads me to think.
Go around the like horseshoe turn.
Yeah, you literally go around the horseshoe turn, like, and they've made the fence bigger. Like,
That's going to make some sick views.
Well, they've got the theming pieces in there now, so you don't mind standing in a queue if there's something to look at, do you? So
no, and I'm hoping because they're putting. We've seen a picture of like 1 million speakers. Like, is there going to be some sort of audio interaction while you're going around the queue line, like different effects on different areas and stuff like that? So that'd be pretty sweet. And I hope there's a fog machine like Curse, because that would be nuts if there's some fog up there. You know, it's a nice layer of fog over the loop. Oh, it'd be amazing.
Speaking of audio, I'm very glad they're still keeping the soundtrack largely the
sounds
same.
Like it. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Sean, I know you mentioned that I'm a Score are basically redoing it. Am I right in saying that? But I suppose
yeah, I think
a revitalized version of the same soundtrack.
That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know for sure. I don't unless unless anyone at the Thorpe event was. Did anyone go to the one at the I'm a Score event at Thorpe?
None of us did, but some of our followers did in Virtual Towers, and they said like they've got some really cool stuff coming up soon.
But yeah, I don't think anything was actually mentioned about Nemesis.
No, I don't think so.
Hyperia and stuff.
Because I'm a Score did Curse, I wouldn't put it past them to do Nemesis. And if I was to rely on any company and any musicians to do anything with the Nemesis soundtrack, it would be I'm a Score. So I hope.
I think a project this big, they're going to give it to I'm a Score, right?
I hope so.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I hope so.
So there we have it. That's what we have. Can't wait for Nemesis. Honestly, last year
I'm looking forward to
you wrestling with that microphone, Mikhail.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it out of the screen so I can see the comments.
There we go.
Sounds like a chain lock.
Yeah. Does it? Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. Last season was really weird for me at Towers.
Yeah.
I really
not being able to lap it on the way out.
Yeah, I really felt like its presence was definitely missing. It felt like a very incomplete park last year for me.
Yeah,
that's just because it's my favorite.
Yeah.
In the UK.
I think it's my favorite area in the park ever.
I only went once last year, and it was very odd. Like, the only time I was over in Forbidden Valley, we ate at Roller Coaster Restaurant, and when we were leaving, that was the only time I was in.
I think it's the same.
A weird day. Yeah.
Like, I always like Sean will say as well. Like, I like to go to the Costa Coffee in Forbidden Valley and have a beer and sit there. Like on that balcony bit.
Yeah.
I don't even think I did that last year.
Well,
you say, there was no reason. Like, I'm not going on Funk and Fly because it scares the shit out of me, and I'm not going on Galactica. So, I mean, obviously there was Subterra, but I've not even been on that yet.
Galactica got some big queues last year. Like, did you notice that? Like, fuck.
Because
120 minutes of Galactica. Like,
it's because once you've trekked over that side,
all the way over, you're gonna go on something, aren't you?
You're gonna go on something. You're gonna go on something.
So,
I just remember. No, I went twice last year.
Yeah,
I did go twice.
Yeah, we went on.
Just very close to each other at the end of the year. I was like,
Did you come when we went? We went on Subterra. Were you there? I thought you were. Yeah. I was like...
See, I forgot about that trip. I remember my fireworks trip and that.
Yeah, we went.
So you went twice.
Subterra. Yeah,
I did go
actually.
No, you forgot.
I did enjoy the viewing platform. I thought that was cool.
So question.
Uh-oh.
After Nemesis has opened and after Hyperia has opened, what is gonna be like? You guys, what are you guys gonna think is the UK's best park, basically? Because I've heard this.
Great Britain.
I've heard this.
Did you hear what I said?
What? No.
I said Universal Great Britain. That's what I said.
It obviously can't be the best park before it's even open.
In 24, yeah.
And putting in, bro.
I honestly don't know. I think it's going to come down to. It's not going to come down to like. I don't think a single coaster can define a part. I think it's going to come down to operations and how.
So this is what I was going to preface the question with. With all of the other park improvements that Thorpe Park are implementing with Hyperia,
which also Towers are doing.
Towers are
doing. They haven't give it like a fancy name and promoted it.
Which they're not doing well. We're going to see a lot of revitalization of both parks alongside the new main coaster edition for the year. And it's just been a lot of conversation I've seen on Discord, at least, of just more. I seem to see more and more people saying that Thorpe's going to be the best park in the UK.
I don't think
for me is more the clientele that tend to go there. I'm not entirely sure that just jazzing it up a bit will make the actual park experience better.
Thorpe just still feels it just to me like you say, it just comes down to the people who are there, and you know the only way they're going to change that is if they open it up and be more of like a family friendly park or whatever,
which they've tried.
They
don't know what they're doing. They've gone family. They've gone back to Frill. They've gone family.
Like it's a great. I've had some brilliant days at Thorpe. And I really liked it, but unfortunately, the majority of the time, it's just been a bit like annoying with people in the queue and pushing and all sorts of stuff like which I'm just not into. And it's a really hard thing for the park for the staff at the park to enforce once there's just like overrun with like youths, I guess. But like I don't know, like it depends it also depends what you like. I just don't think if someone loves Thorpe and they've grown up with Thorpe, there's nothing Alton Towers are ever going to do that they're going to suddenly go, that's now my favorite park. So vice versa. If someone's grew up with Towers and they've got a really like fond memories of Towers, there's nothing Thorpe are going to do that's going to. Same with Blackpool, the same with anywhere. Like it's just if someone's like flitting between parks, this is the best park now. I just still think like Towers just for me is just a very unique theme park. If you look at the world. Like there's no other theme park like Alton Towers, just because of its location, just like how the variety of rides that are actually there, you know,
and the history of it as well,
the history of it and everything. You know, that to me, that's why I like Towers. But like Thorpe is just there's so many places like Thorpe in the world that I've visited. Like even in America, there's just like. It's like a small version of an American park to me. So it depends. Like if Hyperia is that flipping good, which I think it will be, it might change my mind. I might be like, this is now the best park in the UK. Because like if somewhere in the UK constructed like Ride to Happiness, that one coaster alone might make it the best park in the UK. If I love the coaster that much, you know.
Yeah, I will say I still don't think people are really grasping what Hyperia is going to be. Like I really don't think
I got a lot more.
People aren't going to be able to. People aren't going to be able to wrap their head around it until they ride it. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. So you got to be there, you know, to understand. You got to see it. You've got to experience it.
I think that, but I also think there's a lot of people saying what you're saying, Mikhail, where I'm like, okay, well, let's just see. Like, I mean, I've been told a lot of times, like this, like this coaster is going to be the most you know, even with flipping. Oh my god. Dominator. Why can't I think?
Intimidator
305.
Right.
Everyone's like, that's the most intense thing. I was like, yeah, it was intense, but like it wasn't like the most flipping like craziest thing I've ever done in my life. I do feel like everyone like not overhypes it, but I don't know.
Well, what I mean is that there are still a lot of people complaining about how short it's going to be and wishing that it.
But it
always
is short.
will do with a fart coaster.
But it is short, and I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Like a coaster can normally be improved by being a bit longer. But even like Nemesis, would Nemesis be better if it was longer? Yes, it would be better if it would be better. It literally would be better if it was like longer.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
It depends on
It
what
would
they
though.
did to
It
make
would.
it longer.
Because,
It could
like,
lose too much
I-
speed and just
I
meander.
don't think it would have been.
You
I don't think it
slam
would have
into
been.
them brakes far too. I just think any coaster that slams into their brake run with that much force, like Zardra, like there's some that you should try and.
Do you
kill
feel that
off
about
energy.
Quasi?
It's not as bad as Zardra.
Right.
It's not as.
Okay.
I don't think it's as bad as Zardra's like slam, but it still is. I still feel like it would have been benefited with being like a little bit longer.
Right.
I think the sequence of elements plays into how satisfying it feels to hit the brakes. I feel like with Nemesis's element sequencing, like anything else would just feel like overkill after it. I feel like it hits the brakes at the right time it needs to, and I feel like Zadra does as well. Gwazi's element sequencing is all over the fucking place. You like the layout.
That's the point of it, though. That is the point of it.
Yeah,
we've had this debate before. There's different types.
But my point being, I like with the creativity of the elements that Hyperia is going to include. I just don't think that. Well, I guess for me at the very least, I don't think the length of it is going to matter. Because not even less necessarily to say that it's going to be like blindingly intense, because I don't even think it like the airtime's going to be strong as fuck, but it's going to be unconventional. The elements are creative as all hell. And there's no other coaster in the UK that really turns the concept of airtime and how you should experience airtime on its head like Hyperia does. And I think a lot of UK enthusiasts haven't experienced that yet. I don't really have anything to do with how
I just think like we have too many short coasters in the UK. That is a fact.
We do.
And
we genuinely
don't get me wrong. Like I don't necessarily think that it makes something better because, like Ads has said, nobody wants an A coaster at Blackpool to go on any longer. It's obviously what you do with it. Because it's long doesn't make it mean it's better, but I just don't think it ever takes anything away from it either. I don't think it takes anything away from it. I'd rather have a few longer coasters. I don't know why we have to have short coasters all the time, but I do think we'll see how it goes. But I think when you've been waiting, I think for the general public as well, when you've been waiting at Thorpe Park for like maybe an hour and a half. Would have liked a little bit longer, like I would,
yeah.
Like I just would
genuinely, yeah. I mean,
but do you think don't make something longer? Throw in, sorry to interrupt, Hyperia is a short ride. If they threw in an epic pre-show, which to a degree elongates the ride experience, do you think that's going to help?
I think
the fact that it's so short.
I think it helps Wicker Man.
Oh, 100%, because Wicker Man's a short ride, right? Mm-hmm. So having that, elongating the ride experience as a whole, so you're not just queuing, getting on, getting off. So you're queuing, you get this little bit of experience. Even a couple of pre-shows, smaller ones or something like that. I think that, for me, would probably make up for it for being a shorter ride. You never know. It might get on it. It might be intense as shit, and it might be good that it's a bit shorter. Otherwise, everyone's going to vom. Do you know what I mean? But
I don't think they will.
You don't know, do you?
Yeah, but I the amount of times I'm like when I go on like American coasters and other European coasters, and I'm like, I get this joy. I'm like, it's still going. It's still really going.
Yeah,
because I'm just so used to like the coasters being like loads of intenseness. Done. There you go. Get off.
Yeah.
But like the amount of times I'm still going on coasters, going, I can't believe it's still going, and I do like that. Yeah. I do like that feeling. Like,
yeah.
I mean, everyone might be different, but
no,
I've never. I've heard some people say about Steel Vengeance that one of its drawbacks is that
Steel Vengeance absolutely goes on too long.
It's too long. Do you know what I mean? Too long and too intense.
Yeah,
so it probably is. But from my perspective, I haven't gone on a coaster and gone, that's way too long. So,
and to that point, Matt in the chat says, anyone else thinks Icon is too long? Yes, I do.
It's not too long.
The last little bit is pointless, in my opinion. But
I think it's well good. I like this snaky bit at the end. Ride? And it's same with Helix as well. You get that snaky bit at the end where you
Helix.
Around.
No, Helix. That's nice. That little.
I like it.
Trick track's nice.
And you get into the brake run, and you feel like it's gone. You've gone to a complete journey, and you've hit the brakes at the right time, not just like smashing into the brake run and it's just
The
done.
grace I'll give Icon is that the plot of land was so precarious. Like it is difficult to put together a layout that is satisfying enough to be not as long as it is. So for me, the layout.
This is so fucking funny. By the way, we're sitting here going, "That's too long. This is
We're having roller coaster conversation. What do you want from me?
I'm gonna start saying, it looks slow. It looks slow.
Oh yes, it's
far.
No,
Yes,
that's
we're not allowed to say that.
Yes.
No, and if we get any test, right, straight out now, anyone, right? If we get footage from Nemesis testing, do not fucking say it looks slow. All right, just no one in the universe say it looks slow. Nemesis is not a slow.
I'm not even going to
coaster.
watch the video and just
we
comment.
don't get analytical on this show anymore. We're enthusiasts. This is not what we do.
We do, but
Kira, Oblivion is too long. Far too many.
Mate, I just cannot get on board of people moaning that Icon is too long. Like, fucking come on, man.
No,
like, it's not too long.
Not.
We need longer coasters in the UK. It's not too long.
Tip out to them two turnarounds. They're nice. They're nice turns towards Big Dipper, and you get that nice little head chopper moment with Dipper when they actually come past you. That's great. I like that.
I think like if you do it at night, like when it's taking at speed as well,
different
like,
beast at night.
I think the reason maybe some people think it's too long is because it takes it at like quite a slow pace when it's like in the daytime.
Yeah,
but
for
like,
sure.
nah, man, like it's not too long. Get out of here.
I would say like if you think Icon is slow or boring at the moment, please do your best to ride it at night once it's been running all day. Please try.
Yeah.
Try. Because it's a different beast. I was totally shocked by it riding it at night. But what's mad about Icon is if
I'm not saying it ruins the ride.
No. But it's mad that you were saying about the land. When me and Sean walked the big one at night, Andy was saying that if it was like a foot either side, they wouldn't have been able to build on that side of the park. So imagine how short it would have been, like to go underneath the big one's support.
Yeah.
But it just shows you like how close they were to not having that spectacular mat coaster. I think it's a great coaster, Matt.
No, I'll never forget the night rides that I've had. That I had on
so
Icon
good.
21 was it?
Yeah.
I did that
21.
dusk ride with you, didn't I, Mikhail?
Fucking great.
The night that Gemma.
yeah.
I've got the photo of that somewhere, actually.
I'd say big one is probably too long.
No, I think the big one's just.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here! You're not after the little tantrum you had. You're not allowed to say that.
It's not a tantrum. It's just like there's no sense
analytical, bro.
It's too long.
Nah, big one's a good ride. It's a good ride. Just needs completely retracking completely.
I love the big one.
I just want good. I want good layout execution. If a ride has
a lot, let's just focus on getting coasters built first, and then we can.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think. Hyperia. I think it's gonna be good. Of course, it is. It's gonna be good either way. But like
I'm excited.
Where are you thinking in top rankings of European coasters?
What, Hyperia?
Yeah.
I don't know about European. I think it would definitely be like easy number one in the UK.
I think it might hit top 10. I mean, it might hit top 10.
I don't know.
Because of the length? Is that why you are thinking that genuinely?
I think might be. And, I don't want to be one of them annoying people about it.
No.
I just, I am a little bit worried about it.
A little bit worried about it.
But you might go on it and be like, not even bat an eyelid, not even think about it.
Right, here's a question. Here's an anecdotal question. If you went to Fort Park and it was dead and you rode Hyperia like 4 times in a row, do you think that would change your mind? Did you got on it more?
Well, unless they did what they
ride, isn't it?
It's a longer ride, bro.
They'd have to do what they did for us on Copperhead Strike, which is just let us stay on.
Let you stay on. Yeah.
Just kept sending it straight away. But
Oh my god! Imagine if they did that. Imagine if there was like, yeah, it's a
Bless
short
you.
ride. So what we're going to do is you're going to get a double cycle. Everyone gets a double cycle.
that is just that is my that is my only thing though about it is whether or not it's going to be in the top 5 in the UK no matter what. I know
Yeah.
it is. It just is. It's going to be like
It's
top
huge.
3. It's going to be
That-
top 3.
That overbank,
well,
fucking
three
roll.
It's just it just depends how fast it feels. Is it my problem is it going to be like over so quick that you're just like can't even appreciate it
Yeah.
a little bit? I don't know.
Or is
Well,
it going to be slowed down so the elements are more stalling,
Yeah,
more hang timey
hopefully,
than
hopefully,
speed?
if it's like a little bit more graceful, hopefully it's like a little bit more graceful.
I think it's going to be graceful. I don't think it's going to drop out of that drop ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that first drop, hands down, is probably going to be the best drop in Europe, like without a shadow.
Oh yeah, probably
Like,
maybe in the world.
Maybe
I'm
even in the
I'm
world.
thinking-
Maybe even in the world.
Best drop in the world conversation.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be.
I think it's gonna be in
Oh,
Off a lift hill.
But does
100%.
a best drop mean that it makes it
No.
like I don't know.
It made Big One
Yeah,
that
like-
great for so many
I was going to
years.
say, Big One's first drop is incredible.
It is.
But it
In my
doesn't make
opinion.
it one of the best in Europe, though, does it?
No.
No.
That's the only issue for me. It's like
the
what
entire
was the-
coaster. No, the drop is good, but
There's just some wacky. There's
Just
just some. The thing is with it, there's just some. I don't know. Some of the elements are
Arrow.
so wacky
it's just arrow.
that
it's just
I just don't know what to
90 profiling.
expect. I don't know what to expect.
Oh,
from it.
you mean
I've got
Hyperia?
nothing- Yeah, Hyperia.
There's nothing to compare it to, is there?
I
Let's be
d-
honest.
Unless I can go to Land of Legends and do that.
Meet
and do,
and Hypercoaster.
that would be the easiest way to get a feel for like what we might be in for. But it even looks very different to that.
Yeah, all right. RCT Limits, Oblivion's drop is probably one of the best as well. It is.
Yeah, actually, I would.
Oblivion's drop is just
You
so
would.
fucking fun. Yeah.
So Coaster Bot says it's going to be the UK's best coaster, hands down. We'll see.
It's a high contender.
I think.
Can someone clip that so we can keep
Three
that
hours.
for next time he comes on the show after he's ridden it and he's just dissing it all over Twitter? There we go.
And so I'm sure people said that about Swarm.
Swarm's a good ride. I love Swarm. Swarm's
Alright.
brilliant.
Yeah, but there's a flipping. It's like
Uh,
there's a video on YouTube of people doing Swarm for the first time, and loads of people being like really disappointed in it. It's really sad, actually.
why? How can you be disappointed in that? It's such a unique experience. We've never had that in the UK ever. Like,
Yeah,
so good.
it's a good. I like it personally. It's just that some people just have a lot of hate for it. I don't know why.
I loved it. I loved it when it like just after it opened and the whole area just felt so new, so fresh. That the storyline of the Swarm and everything, all the branding, all the signs, all the theming, the fire, the ambulance, the
Yeah.
fire engine, everything was just perfect.
First time
Like-
I ever heard Swan was backwards, so I had a great time.
Oh wow, that is that's decent.
I remember
That one was
It was
great.
the first time I'd
intense.
ever been to Thorpe, and I got to the front of the queue and nobody was waiting, so I was like, "Well, we'll go backwards then."
Nice. That's sick. That's so cool. I miss Brave It Backwards. That was so much fun. Rode it with James and we
I'm
got
so
a
glad I did
massive fireball before we went through. And you could just see the black smoke underneath our feet after we went through. It was amazing.
It was just going up that lift
good.
hill, like I was on the back row, it was the back two, wasn't it? So I was on the
Yeah,
back row.
it
Just
was
going up the lift hill, it was
looking
like you
down,
were just like
Yeah, it was proper
Like, you're,
leaning
like,
forward.
putting your faith in those restraints because you were just
Yeah.
like.
But the
"It worked."
turnaround as well, as you went backwards in the inversion, the inverted drop, that was just ridiculously fun. I was like, where am I going? And before you could even blink, you was in the 0G roll. Like it was so fast on the back row. It was so
Luke O'Neill brings up a good point. What are the chances you reckon that they put virtual queue on Hyperia for the at least for the first year or whatever?
I think
They did it
I
with
can
Manual- they did it with
see
Manual,
it
didn't they?
happening. Honestly,
I would like it to happen.
it actually did. While it was confusing for a lot of general public at first on Mandrel's opening day, it did.
You saw
actually work out
benefits, didn't
really
you,
well
going
for
in a
them.
group?
As a group, because they weren't limiting how many you could do, like in terms of in a day.
Yeah.
They ended up because it was going to be one per account per day, and then they went, actually no, we won't do that, and it was quite a quiet day anyway. To be fair, we because we got the ERT, we had 3 rides before the park had even opened. I think we got on it on Mandrill like 8 times
I
on opening
think
day.
that. I think, yeah. Yeah, you did well because you vlogged most of it on the channel. And Ghost Jen, if you've not watched it, it's a great video. James's first solo vlog that he did was good.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
But
Don't watch it.
It was great. Go and watch it.
And log in and delete it.
And you did see benefits of doing it, but also, like you say, people got confused. But Harry makes a good point. It's like 1,000 people per hour, and it's only got 4 blocks, maybe. Like you've got lift hill, splashdown, breaks. That's
Splashdown isn't block.
Well, but it will be a clear thing though. It'll be like, I imagine it might be a clear area, like a size of the first block, like how Wickerman lets you go after the first turn.
It'll let you dispatch before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but it won't be that many.
Well, how many trains are going to How many trains are going to run with 2?
3, maybe 3, maybe
I
at a
don't
push.
think it's
Is it 3? I thought it was 2.
Let's see what RCDB says.
So let's think. You got lift hill. The lift hill is going to be pretty quick, I imagine.
Nothing confirmed on.
And once it's cleared, one of the bigger elements, it's going to clear the smaller elements.
Most people are saying 2 trains.
So it's probably going to be 3 blocks. 3 or 4 blocks have a holding break and then a transfer track.
2 trains. It won't make a difference on how many blocks it has.
No, it's true. It won't it. So no, I reckon they probably could operate it. It's just how many people show up for it. I think that's.
I mean, yeah, in an ideal world, just have this station configuration, be conducive to getting people through. Like, through the train, and just operate it well.
Do you want to see an unload and a load, or
have your crew be well trained?
There won't be an unload. I don't think there will be.
I don't think as long as the baggage situation is dealt with very well.
Well, if it's a Mac, it's just going to be the wall, isn't it?
I've seen people say it's supposed to have the same baggage hold as Icon.
Perfect.
That makes sense.
I kind of want them to as well, instead of letting people go all the way through the train and that whole hassle of everyone getting to the wall. Have the loading staff literally go, bags please, grab them, put them in.
Yeah.
That
that is increased.
You can do that Icon anyway.
I think sometimes it's more of a fact of them opening the gates while people are still grabbing their bags. So then you're going to put your bag in, but then you're waiting because you're like, they're still getting people getting off. That's the only faff you really have with Icon, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
But if people understand how to get off properly and get their bag,
I've seen on Twitter though that a lot of the staff that are working on Hyperia and on LinkedIn and stuff have actually been chosen who are going to be on the ride. So I think training is well fucking on the way. Like I think it's going to be a good operating team, and I think they're well aware of people's opinion on Thorpe's operation.
Yeah, they can't afford to fuck up with it, can they? Really? Because it's such a high-profile ride, they've got to get it right. Like it's worldwide.
I've always found, I've always found Thorpe's operations to be really good, except Nemesis Inferno can sometimes be a bit dodge. I don't get why Nemesis Inferno is like so slow. Like but then but I noticed a lot of when we was in America, a lot of the B&M inverts, a lot of them were operated like really badly. I don't know if it's to do with like, but then I'm like Nemesis is different because it's quite a short layout. One train, just sometimes 1 or 2 trains.
You still have to wait for it to hit the brake though to send another train. Like you still have to wait a while. But it's just how quick you get people on and off. Like that.
I remember like Batman at Six Flags Great Adventure just being like so flipping slow, and it was so hot in that like there's like a metal tunnel. They put you in like this metal pipe to cook. It's flipping stupid, man.
Black Mamba was shit when we went to Fantasia, man.
Yeah, just like slow cook. He just put you in a slow cooker, and everyone's just in there like just melting, and you move like an inch every like 10 minutes. You're like, how
Black Mamba's off for weird.
You are.
Good question.
Has Hyperia got seatbelts?
I imagine it will have. Yeah. I think it will.
I feel like that's an insurance thing.
It'll be down to an insurance thing with Thorpe, or just Merlin in general.
I think it's Mac. I think it's Mac's insurance now because they gave the seatbelts free to Blackpool. Apparently, like there's a rumor that they were just giving them. Like, there you go, put them on. We need these on our trains now. Like that was kind of how it went.
Just thinking.
I don't know. I know there's a story behind that. I don't know the details.
No, I'm not saying I know it
Going
word
down.
for word, fact for fact, but that's kind of pretty much the
Yeah,
the long
Mac
and
did.
short of
Mac
it.
did offer him to Blackpool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
literally put them on.
Anyway, there's also a coaster being constructed at Legoland.
There is
Two coasters.
And
technically.
I'm gonna quickly show you
Two
Sam
creds.
Costello's video from today.
Sam
going-
Costello from YouTube.
I've not had
Costello
him
from YouTube.
I'm not.
Sam
He's not
Costello
said
from
it's
YouTube.
okay that shows footage, but
Oh, well.
Sure, it'd be all right.
he's
It'd be fine.
you know he's like a friend of the show. Surely he'll be all
The
right.
OG Coaster
That
Gen
banner.
show member.
That banner of his.
Yeah.
Shared my birthday.
But here's some updates. Like it's
Looks
it's looking
exciting.
taller than it actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
what?
There you look.
Look at how many subscribers Sam's got.
Beast
Wow.
Higher up than I was.
Well done, mate. That's amazing.
Well done.
They look quite big.
That's not-
2.8K. That's ridiculous. Nice one, mate. No, that's really cool.
But yeah, he's done a very
Deserves
good
every
video.
single
That
one
looks
of
better than I
them.
thought it would.
Hello, Sam.
Not Sam the coaster.
It's
Um,
Loki. You remember when he had long
Because-
hair? I remember when he
Yeah,
had
that's
long
when-
hair. We used to
that's
call
when
him
we
Loki.
first-
I was like, might have to try that one.
Yeah.
Watch us get claimed by Sam now.
Sam, don't you dare. We haven't even got 1,000 subscribers, bro. You can't.
Be kind
He's
to
gonna
us.
cancel us on Twitter.
Um,
Oh, it's going through something. Ah.
Oh,
Is that
what do
going
you
through
think
a
it's going to
female
be?
A
It looks
sign.
like a billboard.
I was gonna
A
say
Lego
billboard
sign with
situation.
cool Lego racing fire on it or something. That'd be cool.
flames.
Yes.
That is basically the understructure for Swarm's billboard as well, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It genuinely is.
Fire blast.
That's a massive structure. I mean, look the size of it. That's huge.
It's a lot taller than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it is. It's on a hill.
Out and
I
back
mean,
travel. Max
if
still
you-
own
if
icon
you look
technically, as
at-
Mandy hasn't kept up her Klarna.
But if you look at like if you look at Duplo Dino Coaster, look at how
Yeah.
like
Yeah, look how much higher up it is.
how much higher up.
God.
Like that's
God,
insane.
what I
That's
love
gonna be
about
the
that
hill.
is
Ugh.
the kids going on Duplo are going to be like, okay, I'll go on this, then I'll go on that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
do that
make
one.
it. It's like the bigger slide when you're at a water park as a kid. Like, I'm going to get
Yeah.
on the bigger slide eventually, and that's the bigger slide. Great for Legoland.
Mm.
Love it. I think it's going to be great.
So cool
Looks
to
fun.
seeing them get another coaster. I'm really excited about it. And obviously we've had not that many updates from Drayton, but we've seen. Have you seen the
gold
theming
track?
that they've put on the actual like street?
Yeah.
Mm.
The Western
Western
Ah.
area
theme.
looks it's looking
Looks
cool.
really cool.
If it's as intense as Big Thunder Mountain, I'm all over it. It looks great. I think it's
I'm
going to be really
excited.
cool. Yeah, I
I
am.
feel like it's
Drayton's
been
stuff.
overshadowed a little bit, isn't it? Really, this year.
It's like
But
Shockwave. Legit,
I think
just
that-
like Shockwave. It's
I'm
just
excited
94
for it.
all over again. It's crazy.
I just
It
find it
is crazy
hilarious
right
that it's using quite a bit of new gen Intamin
Yeah, the
track
spine.
with the bulkier
Mm.
spine. I don't think any enthusiasts when they talked about we need new gen Intamin in the country. I don't think that's what they were.
even if we just get to go there and take video footage of that spine, like that's enough for an enthusiast to be like, yeah, that's the next gen Intamin. Nice.
No, but all just I'm actually pretty interested in what this ride is gonna turn out to be, because Drayton have an opportunity to really bring something kind of unique to just a Western themed area, because it is a super played out idea for a theme park land. Like,
Not in the
I
UK though. Not since a few of the older parks closed down across the country. Like years gone by.
well, just the idea of it.
Mm.
Like, it's one of the most grandfathered in concepts for a theme park land, and I just think that Drayton have an
Always comes with a
opportunity
great
to-
ride though.
I think I do
something really
think.
good
I
there.
mean, I for me one of my favorite themes is like kind of Western. I think it's like a timeless thing.
It is.
like, and there's so many different
I like it.
versions of Western as well. You can have
There
like you can have like cowboys, cowboy area, which can pretty problematic in a way. Which is I understand why a lot of like theme parks are stepping away from that sort of stuff now. But like that time spanned a lot of big era, really. And even if you think about, actually, I can't say too.
I mean, one of my favorite theme parks on planet Earth is entirely like
well, that's a good point, because I remember I was at Dollywood and I was like, it feels Western, but it's not like Western.
Exactly.
It has a feeling to it.
So
Right.
what we say about there being different like versions or iterations or just like Western adjacent kind of
different
execution.
Like,
eras,
it's not
and
cliche Western.
Yeah. It's not
It's
the
authentic
cliche
Western.
And
cliche
that
version.
and like more cliche, more stereotypical Western is what I was getting at. Like, you have your versions of your Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, etc. That's not what I'm talking about, because they have an authenticity to them which is unique to them.
Even Frontierland at Disneyland Paris is not that cliche. Like, you go through the big arch, you know, the wooden arch, the fort kind of thing, like the old Lego builds that they used to do in the past. But then you go in and it's just like a completely different theme to what you think it'd be. It's just really nice. It's almost like a museum. Does that make sense? Like, it's almost like there's museum pieces. There's like real pieces of things that were around that era and that were used in mines. And if you watch the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, it does actually tell you that what is real in the queue line and stuff like that. So if Drake
the chat is currently talking about the jugs.
I've just read the chat and it's just thrown me off my point. But if Drayton go in that direction and make it classy, like I think it'll be really good. I think it'd be really good.
Can I just say, when I was at Drayton before, it was a great sight, just kind of peering through the construction fencing and just seeing these jugs sticking up in the air.
What jugs are we talking about exactly?
The jugs on the barrel jugs. They had the
drunken barrels.
In the drunken barrels.
Yeah. I mean, there was jugs and there was jugs. I mean, they're both on.
I mean,
there was two types of jugs. I think
a bit like Baron. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. But we'll see how it turns out in the end. But I don't know. I think it is a very generic theme, but it's a theme that I kind of like.
That's absolutely fine.
When it's done right, it's lovely. It is.
But because like if you go to like Portland's Park, it's got like a Western kind of vibe to it. It's very like kind of like a Tornado Springs.
Tornado Springs.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
It still has that because it's kind of almost like a town in the Midwest or something, isn't it? Really, which you still have some of that like bleeding over to it. So we'll see how it goes.
Those kind of different versions kind of blend into each other a little bit.
Yeah,
they're like adjacent to each other.
So I think even though we know it's got that best Western vibe to it, is it going to be cowboys? I don't know.
No, I think it's just going to be the genre of Western, and then it's going to be its own story spread out throughout the queue line and the ride experience. I think, personally, I hope that's the case. And from what they've done with Vikings, like they did that really, really, really well. And that was just like a retheme of a ride, and then adding a few flat rides and stuff. So I'm optimistic with Drayton's Coaster. I really am. I think it's going to be going to be interesting. I mean, it's going to be one of them silent assassins. It's going to stay quiet, let all the Nemesis hype go, let it come down, let all the Hyperia hype go, let it come down, and then boom, we've got our coaster. Come to Drayton Manor. Like, we have this. And they'll just go balls to the wall with marketing on it, and I think it'll work.
Oh, Cowboy Rory. Oh,
it's a good time to have something to advertise, definitely.
I think they've got to time it right, Mikhail. I think they have to time everything right with it, because you're competing against some fucking badass coasters.
I just think what we're trying to say though is this year is going to be cool as shit.
It's going to be mint. Like, it's the perfect year to be an enthusiast. Grab a million annual pass, grab a Blackpool Pleasure Beach pass, and just and just enjoy being in a UK theme park community. Like, it's going to be awesome. Just get out there and experience as much as you can, and get to these openings, because we won't get a year like this ever again. Like, you've got to really try and get to them, I think. There is too much happening, Joe. You're right. There's too much.
So looking beyond this year and to the future, can we talk about this Universal Park?
Let's go, Universal Park.
I'm going up to the toilet, so you carry on.
All right. So what do you think, Mikhail? By the way, guys, Coasterbot just dropped a fantastic video on his YouTube channel. Please go and check that out. He goes into depth. He does almost like a what they call like a survey of like who's in the area, how many people live in the areas within the kilometers and stuff like that of the parks, and he compares them to like Disneyland Paris and Efteling and everything else. So I think it's a really good video, and it actually gave me a bit more insight to how to get there. Apparently, people could fly and get on a train, and within 30 minutes they could be at Bedford. Like that's huge. That's massive. Like for a location.
The Eurostar coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 45-minute train from Eurostar station,
and it's 2.5 hour drive for me. It's not in London. I don't have to go into London. It's it's great. It's a great location. It really is. From what I've seen.
Exciting for me as somebody that I've never been to America, or further afield to all the Universals. It's just exciting for me. Like it's a financially viable option to experience Universal. Okay. Who knows? It might not be on the scale or on the level.
Well, apparently it is,
Universal
Emma.
Park.
Apparently it is going to be. I mean, theme park stop have not been wrong about anything.
No,
like the track record since covering Epic Universe, anything about the Legacy store closing at Universal City Walk now is now going to be an Epic Universe like showcase thing inside the store. That's going to be people are going to be able to go in there and see what Epic Universe is going to be like very soon. That's what they're reporting, and they've just reported on everything perfectly.
Out of Europe, I mean, don't ask me what's going on with PA or anything or any of that shit. But like, out of Europe, of the whole of Europe, they were like Bedford. And I'm
Bedford. It's like they got a knife and see if thieves went there.
It's just when you compare them to the other cities. Or just like county, district regions that the other Universal parks are nearby. Like you've got Orlando, Florida, Hollywood, California, Osaka, Japan.
Yeah.
Whatever city Singapore is, like Universal Singapore is close to. And then Beijing. Beijing in China.
It's still close to London. It's only 40 minutes away. Bedford.
Yeah. That's the thing. A lot of the parks, while they're Orlando, like Singapore, Beijing, they're not going to be in the center. They're going to be out on the outskirts.
Orlando's nowhere near Orlando downtown. Jesus Christ, Universal's nowhere near Orlando.
Bedford is the perfect place. We're only saying Universal Bedford because we're in the UK. Anyone outside the UK is going to say Universal London.
Of course they are.
Legit. Yeah.
Are you saying this because I put in the tweet Universal Bedford? Because that is completely no one's going to call it Universal Bedford.
In the
everyone knows
Universal.
That is Universal Bedford.
I'm going to AI that image.
But no, in terms of actual connection down into London, it's probably similar amount of time to what other Universal parks are outside of the main city anyway.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah, for sure. Well, my experience anyway.
Like I said, that they chose the UK. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Technically, Universal Kempston Harbour.
The London resort.
Sorry.
Bullshit.
And the amount of people, though, that live in Bedford that are theme park enthusiasts, like, where the fuck's that happened from? Like, everyone's like, it's in my backyard. It's next to my local Tesco. Like, what? It's like, I love it. It's crazy.
Imagine, do we know any enthusiasts that live in Bedford? Like,
there's loads.
Yes.
Anyone in the chat right now that lives in Bedford? There is loads.
Kira's got family that live in Bedford, right? She said.
No, the amount. There's loads. As soon as it was announced, so many people were like, "Oh my god, it's coming to Bedford! I live in Bedford." And we were just like, "How many of you live there?"
How good is that, though? Just to have like Universal down the road, you can get.
Where the hell have you lot been?
I don't know.
You are
RCT limits.
Walking into Tesco Express and grabbing a meal deal to then go to a Universal park.
Yeah, man, that is the best thing ever. That is like class.
I think if they have a city walk, I do think if they have city walk, will they have
full meme with it?
They're gonna have a Greg's. Greg's.
You're gonna have to have a Greg's.
I need a Greg's. I need a Greg's next to a Nando's.
Like a Greg's restaurant where you sit down.
TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
They're a bit on decline at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I need a Wagamamas.
Definitely Wagamamas. Definitely Wagamamas. Yeah.
I feel like
I
you'll
swear
get a
to God.
tortilla pop up there because you want some
If they
Mexican.
throw
Bar
the
burrito.
Panda
Have it
Express
all.
in, if they throw
For
a Panda
RC,
Express
RCT
in, I will
Nemesis point,
flip.
I need a little corner store.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
oh,
Oh my God! Can you imagine in Bedford all of the corner shops with Universal rip-off names? Like,
In Comic Sans. Comic Sans font.
oh,
All the
I
people
can't
that are
think of
going to
any
turn their
off my
houses
head,
into
but
Airbnbs
please.
with
Oh, it
like
needs
yeah.
a spoon.
Oh,
Universal
God,
theming.
yeah,
needs
the
a spoons.
Airbnbs.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can't have a spoons. That's too far.
Oh, we've got to
Oh
have
my
a
God,
spoon
imagine-
That'll bring it down. Like
with a
You can't
balcony.
have City Walk in England. You cannot
A
have a City
spoons
Walk in
with a
England and not have a
balcony.
spoons in there. It has to
It
have
I-
a
needs to
I
happen.
love a spoons, but are we gonna really
Shut
do
up,
that?
Sean. You party pooper.
Universal spoons, bro.
That would be the best. That
Oh
would be
God, now I'm
incredible.
excited.
That would
Pop
be
World.
Pop.
Pop.
12 quid on mini plates, a pint.
What,
Oh,
Tiger
no,
Tiger?
what's the club in?
Go.
What's the club? Is it Flying Handbags?
Oh God.
It'll
Now
be
I'm
something like Universal Pub sponsored by Weatherspoons. That's what it'd be. Like, that's
Yeah,
what it'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
called. The pub.
It'll just be full
sponsored
of
by
old men
Weatherspoons.
at 8:30 in the morning. With a
Yeah,
pint.
literally, just watching horse racing,
Oh my God, that needs to happen.
Incredible, mate.
munching
Oh
on the
my
egg and
God.
chips. Oh,
So
brilliant.
I will just say, all jokes aside, I do actually kind of think it's a really interesting project. You know, assuming in the scenario that it gets greenlit and like fully greenlit and actually comes to fruition and stuff.
Let's say
Because
they
I
break
just-
ground.
Like, I feel like the resort and the attraction as a whole will be in a kind of precarious position because, in terms of maybe not necessarily like to the point where it'll affect like attendance numbers or anything, but I feel like a lot of people will look at it as if it's good, then is it going to affect people's decision making to go over to Florida when they've got Universal in the backyard? But then
I
also,
don't think that's ever going to be a problem.
but then if it's not good, are people just going to be like, why do we like it's not as good as Universal Orlando? Why do the UK always get this shit version of everything? Like why do we always have shit parks and stuff like that?
I do. One of my fears is that we do get like a watered down version of like a watered down. But also like watching, like you mentioned Harry's video that he uploaded, like that. The rumor is that like they're not going to repeat the same stuff they have in Orlando, and that makes sense because then that means they're not losing out on. Let's face it. You go to Orlando, like this, all you hear is British accents everywhere.
Yeah, legit. Legit.
So then I don't think they would like do themselves dirty like that and just like build a Harry Potter and Jurassic World, and even though everyone wants it, I think they'll do stuff.
I do think they have way too much common sense to make that mistake.
Yeah.
Do you not think they will do something Harry Potter though, being such a big British thing?
I think maybe they'll do some Harry Potter, but it'll be like what they're doing at Epic Universe, where it'll be a different land. It would be a different version.
I mean, I think they'd be stupid not to put something Harry Potter in. Let's be honest.
It's just they'll have to think very hard about what they would do with it, considering that you do.
It also depends on if they even have. Whether they're like
allowed to do it in the UK.
Their IP rights extends to the UK because of Warner Bros. Studio. They might not even have they might not be able to do it at all.
So what would you? People are talking about it.
It is
45 minutes between.
I don't know if. I'm wondering if you guys will agree with this, but like it has dawned on me that Harry Potter, like in the grand scheme of things. And you think Harry Potter is like as a brand and as the books and the movies of what like the entire thing. Do you feel like it's more popular in the US than it is in the UK?
Well, I don't like Harry Potter, so I can't comment.
I can't see them doing a Harry Potter land. It's going to be Wizarding World, so
Wizarding
they're going to
World.
focus on something
Yeah,
completely different.
It's not
going
gonna
to be
be-
extended.
What if
don't
they
think
drop a
I'd-
new movie that's based in London? And then
The,
they have a whole
to
brand
be
new
fair,
area.
Well, none of the other versions have lifted. Like the last magical creatures or whatever it is flopped big style, so they won't do anything to do. Like they kind of base the epic universe on a little bit of what.
You say big style. I've not heard that word in years.
Is that like my age slipping out there?
Bro.
Big style.
There's a 90s skater inside you.
Big style.
Big style.
Wow.
It's 94, Emma. What you on about?
Mm.
Yeah, but I
Bring
don't
it
think
back
they'll do
to
anything
life.
like that. Like the epic universe. They're doing Paris, which was obviously in the what is it? Magical Creek? Is it Magical Creek?
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic
Fantastic
Beasts. Why? Yeah, no, I'm thinking of
Magical creatures more like
Hagrid.
You saying
Yeah.
Hagrid's flopped, and I'm like,
Hagrid's
Yeah.
long name drop.
No,
Long name
no.
boy.
So Fantastic Beasts, that film didn't do very well. The last one, anyway.
Mm.
So they're kind of stepping away from that. So they're doing the Parisian streets from them films, but when you go inside it, it's going to be just a normal
Ministry of
British
It's
Ministry of
Ministry
Magic.
of Magic in London, yeah.
I just
Do you
don't
think-
I don't think with but in terms of what you were saying, McCall, is it that big in the UK? I don't think Universal are going to spend all this money and just having the British like consumer in mind. It's going to be all the people who visit London.
yeah, that's a good point actually.
Yeah.
Like they say, same with
London is
Orlando,
a
isn't
very
it?
international city. So
Literally one of the most international cities on planet Earth.
So that's so and yeah, arguably Harry Potter is probably as bigger in other countries because it's like so British and like if they go and see if someone like from another country sees like a castle, they always go, oh, it looks like Harry Potter.
It's
You
like
know,
the
there's-
reason everyone wants to go to Christmas at New York because of Home Alone in the UK. That's why everyone wants to go to New York at Christmas. Like that is
So
why.
And then you
when I've been
mentioned
in through London,
Yeah.
the shuttle bus for the studio tours actually goes from outside St Pancras.
Oh.
There is always a queue for it. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
always people getting on it. And I'm
Right.
like,
I didn't know
Yeah,
that. I didn't know you
fair
could
enough.
get a shuttle
Copyright
bus.
us.
they do a
If it's
shuttle bus from
copyright.
St
Sam
Pancras.
Costello, you've been
It's
featured
a
on tonight's
long
Please Don't
journey.
Copyright Us.
But
Hi,
they do a
Sam.
bus. Hi, Sam.
We just
Let's
watched
Sam.
see here, Sam.
yeah, Sam
You just-
Costello on YouTube.
Check
we
him
just
out.
watched the clip of your video from today, so I hope you don't mind.
That's good.
We did credit you.
Yeah, no, and to the point you brought up about just like its inclusion in Epic like Harry Potter, the Wizarding World's inclusion in Epic Universe and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
Just like it reminded me of the fact that Epic Universe is also a thing as well, given the timeline that's been given of when Universal Great Britain will be implemented. It's going to be after Epic Universe, obviously, and in terms of like Brits having incentive to go over to Universal, they're still going to have like Universal Orlando is still going to have a brand new shiny new thing to go and check out.
Yeah.
I think
in Epic Universe.
Yeah, I think the funniest thing I think is that most British families are gonna look at the price of this Universal in London and be like, "Fuck that!" Like they're already moaning about like 40 quid to Alton Tap. They're already moaning about £8 parking. At
£8
Alton Towers.
parking. Yeah. Yeah.
Like this ain't gonna be for the average UK family, unfortunately. This is solely aimed at like holiday tourists.
It's an international destination for for
Mm,
Universal. And Ad's made a point, and I was going to make the point as well. Like Disneyland Paris didn't stop people from going to Orlando. So, and Disneyland Paris is a nice park. Like it's a good park. So it's like this isn't going to stop people going to Epic Universe. This isn't going to stop people going over to. If you've got the money, you're going to go. And if you're enthusiastic, you're going to go. If you've got the money, so.
And there's everything else that neighbors
time.
Universal Orlando to.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Right.
You know, you've got, but at the same time, though, you've got
First trip to America is still going to be a thing through that. Going first trip to
America's
Florida.
warm.
But also, this could actually do more for Disneyland Paris than people think, because people will visit Universal and tie in an hour flight over to Paris as a trip from the US if they're coming from the US, or if they're coming from China, or if they're coming from, you know, I think
need
it,
to
Like
do a
over on
flight.
Eurostar.
yeah,
or-
exactly.
trains.
Yeah, exactly.
Train
Yeah.
down into London.
Drive,
Yeah.
walk, row, whatever you want to do, you can get there.
Mhm.
So it's not far.
But then imagine
Well-
if Universal create like the biggest indoor theme park in the world.
Yeah.
That'd be
happen.
like that'd be a game changer, because then
It
it would
would.
be year round.
All year. Yeah.
Like that would be huge, I think.
Unless the water goes off, then I'll have to shut. Like, I mean,
Honestly, I've been thinking about. Well, I've been thinking about that and just their year-round operations of their other parks.
Yeah.
And just I kind of don't think they would need to necessarily make it an entirely indoor park for them to, you know, maintain year-round operations.
No, I think they could achieve it quite
Yeah.
perfectly if you just built islands of adventure.
Like, how many?
Depends what they go for though, because if say if like they're probably say if they do Jurassic World, but it's like the most grey, rainy all the time. I mean, I know Orlando is already can be pretty rainy,
yeah.
but it's like a big blast and it's done. But like, I just don't think that like tropical vibe is gonna like fly very well in the UK. So maybe if they go, even if they go for like a hybrid model where it's like there's a lot of indoor spaces, but then like outdoor spaces as well.
Yeah, I think they'd be missing a trick.
There'll be a lot of indoor rides
area
in Universal. Like there'll be a lot of dark rides. There'll be a lot of just indoor attractions in itself. A lot of shows,
eateries,
walkthroughs,
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think as well that
it depends what IPs they want to go for.
I think they'll have a lot of stations based within an indoor area, maybe, and then the coasters will go outside and do their thing in the theming areas. That's the kind of way I see it in my mind. I don't know why, but we didn't even touch upon like the idea of a Lord of the Rings land, which has been heavily rumored.
Yes,
for this,
true.
like that sparks creativity in my mind. What they could possibly do, like it's just bonkers the universe they're going to go into with that,
and that would fit the weatherscape of the UK.
It would. You have a Shire and it's raining for 45 days in a row. Perfect. My house is going to blossom.
Yeah. There's a lot. That's the thing. You got to look at the UAE. There's so many indoor theme parks there because of the weather.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. If you think about like this year, for example, we had like an awful summer.
Terrible.
Drayton Manor had all their events on. It got washed out. Everything, like most of them, rained most weekends, and it has a massive impact. I mean,
it's been the wettest year on record.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We've had 200 and odd millimeters of rain in December alone.
Also, the warmest year on record, may I add?
Yep. But it's the warmest, it's the mildest.
Just
so
the wrong month, weren't it? That's the problem. It's the wrong months for it to be the warmest.
Yeah.
And the wettest.
And the wettest. So moist. So I do think it'd be good if they had a lot more we need a lot more indoor attractions.
We need some killer dark rides, man. That's what we need.
But also just like indoor, not just indoor attractions, but like indoor areas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, imagine like a massive, maybe not everything indoor, but you have like public, like you maybe have some paths that are outside and things like that. So in the summer it's nice. But
it would be nice.
A lot of the areas are all inside. You know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool. Like Woozy Town, you got that indoor bit.
Yeah.
Cool. But like on
a
bigger scale.
Travel's point, if they do have some sort of Jurassic World representation, I need that Jurassic World ride from Universal Beijing over here. I need I see I'm still there. like put in there the actual dark ride that they put at Universal Studios Beijing. I need that closer to me because that dark ride looks ridiculous. Well, some parts of it that I've seen.
Some parts of it look amazing. Some parts of it look.
So, question for you, McCall: if like they made Universal right in the UK and it was absolutely sick, like it was on the level of like Islands of Adventure, would that make you come back to the UK?
No, because it doesn't have Velocicoaster.
What if it had something better?
I don't know.
What if it had something better? Like,
do you know what's funny about that is that I'm a little bit embarrassed at how I didn't see this coming. That it is just like in terms of moving around domestically around North America, it is way easier to get around Europe than it is around North America.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
cheaper. There's trains everywhere.
Mhm.
Like domestic flights around North America are not cheap at
No.
all. So like I'm not to say that not to say fuck this, I'm moving back to England. But yeah, it's just interesting. It's not what I thought it would be in that sense. But like if it is on the level of Universal Orlando as opposed to Universal Studios Hollywood, that like it seems like not a lot of people like that park. Not that I've been. Just like I mean, I would find ways to come to visit back home at least. You know.
Yeah.
You'd make an effort.
Frequently.
You'd make an effort to try and get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what they want. You know, because I'm not
Because,
going to go
like,
to
it would
Beijing,
have to be on the level. It would have to be both on the level of Universal Orlando / Islands of Adventure, but have very unique attractions there, like that I'm not going to get,
and epic universe quality, like because you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I sure, yeah, like I would take that, but I mean, just like things at that Universal Studios Great Britain that I wouldn't be able to get at Universal Orlando.
Right, with you. Yeah.
Because while I do say about like domestic travel, like over here, it is still cheaper for me to go to Orlando than it is to England.
Yeah, I really like the rumor of what like Sam's just put in the chat, like of a James Bond area, a James Bond like an MI6 area would be so cool. That'd be mega.
Yeah.
That could be indoors. Now that
It
could be
makes
like an
sense.
amazing Spider-Man ride or a
It's-
Transformers ride. Like with that, that'd be great.
It's got a worldwide appeal. Like people
yeah,
like James
huge,
Bond.
massive movie franchise, huge.
See, selfishly, I'd love to see a Lord of the Rings land,
Me too.
but I don't think that makes sense. Like if you ask someone, like a
know what you
young
mean.
person, what Lord of the Rings is, I don't
They're
think
not
they have
gonna
an
know.
idea.
No,
Mm.
I think it's a book.
I
Do you know
think,
there's 55 hours worth of film as well?
Yeah, I had to
I would've
explain
thought
to
it'd
my
be the other way around.
14-year-old what Lord of the Rings was.
you what?
I had to explain to Finley, he's 14. I was like,
Yeah,
it's something he'd like. So I was like, oh, have you watched Lord of the Rings? It was like, what?
Mm. yeah.
Does he know what James
get me
Bond
wrong.
is?
I don't know.
See, that's that is another thing, isn't it? Like,
But
it's
the thing
crazy.
is with James Bond is that I think with James Bond it's
it's
one
like
of
the
them.
Born, isn't it?
It's like in the zeitgeist in a way.
Yeah,
In terms of like,
Mm.
it's very easy to grasp what that is. Like it's like
Spy.
an action film.
Yeah.
Whereas like Lord of the Rings,
big story.
it's
Long
like it's just
story.
it's just. I mean, it's basically Tolkien is like what most fantasy has come from. So it really is
Yeah.
just the generic fantasy
Mhm.
theme. So that might just be enough to carry it, maybe. But I do think Universal would they spend the same amount of money that they did on Harry Potter than they will on Lord of the Rings? I don't think they would.
No. I
Oh,
don't think they would.
the only thing we've got to think about is that this park hasn't even been planned, so to speak. Like, so anything could happen within this time. They could just drop a brand new movie. They could be literally looking at, FX stuff from there now, from the CGI, and going, okay, we'll put this in. This is what we're doing, Universal. Boom, new Lord of the Rings movie or something comes out, and we don't even see it coming, and then they just drop the land attached to that new movie and that new within the franchise and the IP. Same with James Bond. We could get a new James Bond movie, and that's all tied in with the new film. But then also you've got the Aston Martin, and you've got like the old school stuff in there as well. Like
there'll always be a James Bond film. There always will be.
Yeah.
And also like even like with the Bourne Spectacular, was it?
Stuntacular. Yeah.
I think anyone can go into that and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even if you've not seen the films. I've
not seen the films.
No.
And it's my favorite theme park show.
It's
But it's just a very easy thing to grasp, isn't it? You just like, okay, guys running away from bad guys, shooting, easy to get. I think if you start going into a theme park like Lord of the Rings is like a very like lore based thing. Like I don't know if it would be suddenly, if no one's seen that, if a kid's not seen it and they suddenly see like Gollum, like what the fuck is Gollum?
From
Yeah.
the perspective of someone who's either read the books or seen all the movies, then and are very well versed on it, do you think there are any ways in which Universal could simplify a storyline to make an attraction that is digestible by everyone? Then,
Yeah,
maybe, but I can't. It wouldn't be a coaster though, would it? It would be
a dark.
It doesn't have to be a coaster.
It would have to be a dark ride, but then it would be what you're basing.
I feel like it'd be a boring dark ride.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know if it'd be
boring, but
I wonder if it'd be something completely different based in the universe of that franchise, and they just slap Lord of the Rings on it just to get the fan service. Which they
then they're not making anyone happy, then, are they?
They're not. Yeah.
But
that's what some franchises do. Star Wars are doing that very heavily.
Well, the thing is, like, Disney thought building the what was the hotel called?
Starcraft.
They thought that Star Wars being one of the biggest fandoms in the world, and it wasn't enough to keep that hotel going.
It was too expensive, bro.
It was fucking extortionate. That's why.
Yeah, but that should mean it did well then. But they can't even can't even attract that many people.
It costs too much to run to the amount of people that wanted to go. I think that was the problem. They could do a watered down version of that really easily and still make a shit ton of money. With Inside Galaxy's Edge, you don't even need a hotel. Like, they could literally just do that as a day experience, and people would pay fucking loads for it. I mean, people
are
line
throwing
up
around ideas in the chat of like, IPs to use and stuff. Like Narnia was thrown out there.
We can't use Doctor Who.
I think kids these days know
Disney.
what Narnia are. Doctor Who, you can't use it. Okay. So what would you, if you
they could buy the rights to Doctor Who.
Well, James, didn't you say that Disney are well and truly into them?
They would struggle.
They've paid for the
because Disney have got the broadcasting rights. I feel like Disney would heavily try and block that.
They've paid for most of the fucking shows to be made. Like, I believe that's what James was saying. James loves.
They've got a lot of filming budget from Disney now because Disney have worldwide broadcasting rights for it.
So what would you put in then? If you could choose anything and you think that's British, what would you put in?
James Bond.
Is that what you'd go with?
Chicken Run.
Yeah.
Chicken Run. No, someone did say Pippin the dog and
come outside.
Come outside. I'd fucking love that. Come outside.
That was Claire. That was Claire.
Look down. Look around.
What did Kira say earlier? The cred themes to the IT crowd, and they could call it Roy and Mossa Coaster.
Oh my god!
IT crowd would be amazing.
It doesn't launch. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
What does it run on, Mister? We're all going to die.
That'd be weird. That'd be like having like a Mighty Boosh theme.
How about
Mighty Boosh theme indoor area? Imagine. I'm all great.
Repeat as full.
What the fucking John Cleese movies? Monty Python.
Monty Python.
Is that too old school for a new?
It was way too old school.
Holy Grail Dark Ride would be.
What about
a strawberry?
A strawberry.
Would you say that Mary Poppins is too old?
That's Disney.
That's Disney.
But it's so British.
Yeah, that it would be the best one.
Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, man.
100% Mr. Bean. I grew up.
That is like that. To be fair, that is so worldwide because
on the mini. Like you in the mini car going around the dark ride.
Yo.
The sofa in the back.
Tribute store for Fawlty Towers and Father Ted.
Go on, Father. Would you like a cup of tea? Go on.
And Vicar of Dibley water ride where you go down into the puddle.
Oh my god. The possibilities are endless.
Universal Hyros. Hyros, you'll have the best theme park ever.
Weatherspoons, Mr. Bean. Oh my god.
Kieran made a good point there. Graham Linham is like fully like on a mad one at the minute. The writer of Father Ted and IT Crowd. It's just like they don't.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a bit weird. He's very weird.
Not seen anything about.
He's dying on a hill that he shouldn't be dying on, basically.
It's a shame.
It's a shame. but I don't know. Like I feel like I even like these. I think Ardman would be so good. I think an Ardman land. I know, like obviously,
Yeah.
Pleasure Beach has the ride, but an
It'd be hard
Ardman
to
land.
get better ride than Wallace and Gromit, to be honest.
Imagine like Wallace and Gromit, but like in terms of like Spider-Man, right? It'd be so
God.
Oh my god!
Sorry,
to that level. It'd be so
I
good.
kind of want to get a POV of Spider-Man the ride and just insert Wallace and Gromit clips on it.
Sorry,
On the screen.
I've just read Kira's thing. Father Ted's the ride has 2 drops. One is small, the other is big but far away.
God, I used to love Father Ted.
Oh, no. It's so
Johnny English. That's a shout. Mr. Bean and
Oh,
Johnny English. Yeah,
Johnny
Joseph
English.
Johnny English.
Thing is, I just it's not that many British like things that have that like massive like universal like feeling to it, does it really?
It's all kind
No.
of stuff
We're
that
all
if you
old and
had
niche.
foreign visitors come over,
Mm.
they wouldn't have a bloody clue what it was, would they?
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, you need
Oh,
something that's got worldwide
Mr.
appeal.
Bean is massive
Mr. Bean is
worldwide,
With
big
Teddy.
because it's it's
Little Britain, imagine.
no.
Computer says no.
Yeah, with Mr. Bean, like because it's always been like there's never been any dialogue. It's been since it started
Yeah,
being
you can watch it
aired.
anywhere.
Everyone's watched it everywhere.
I was going to
so it
say,
doesn't-
apart from
A
Bean,
show?
that was this.
a show based around Peaky Blinders could be a show.
yeah, I do feel it's
Yeah?
past now though.
Yeah, that's
You
past.
think?
Yeah, I
gone.
do think it
Yeah.
has.
It has quite because it's ended now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it ended like years ago. It still has like an appeal, but I just
But
don't know.
It's
It's a bit
not
like
got
it's
a
like
massive
it's
following.
like Downton Abbey was massive, wasn't it? But now that ended a few years ago. That's like, would people travel and go to a?
I mean, like
that-
what big shows, like British shows, are there that are really, garnering the type of popularity now?
Saltburn just come out, so.
Oh, let's
God.
read that at the end of that one.
I haven't watched it, but I have heard
I'd pay.
things.
It's
Who
not.
owns
even
Game
bad.
of Thrones? It's HBO, isn't it?
Yeah,
I couldn't
think
tell
so.
you.
I feel like
But
that's past
the
now
hype
as
of
well.
Game of Thrones died after the
Yeah.
end of it because
Yeah,
it was like such a bad
They
ending.
messed that
Yeah, I
up.
heard the ending was. Never actually watched it, but
Super Bat,
I
I
mean-
am
I mean,
1%
do you think-
with you.
you think
I've
something
never
along,
watched it.
something based around Sherlock could work?
Sherlock could be a good shout.
Sherlock
Yeah.
could work. Yeah.
I feel like we
definitely.
are now delving into the realm of. I think Sherlock was mentioned for London Resort when there was the whole
Okay.
BBC part.
Jack the
Yeah.
Ripper Ghost Train.
Oh,
Do that.
The
The traitors. Claudia
Jack the
Winkler's
Ripper.
friend-
Jack the Ripper
Right.
Halloween Horror Nights Maze. Imagine
I'm
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet that it's gonna open and it's just gonna be a Minion land, just one big Minions land. That's all the UK gets.
Luke would
I'll
love
take
that.
that.
Luke would love it.
I'll take it. I'd love it. That'd be great.
Oh god, no thanks.
Today we steal the moon. What else? Oh,
There we go.
It'll be interesting to see how.
If you come up with any ideas after the podcast is finished, please do put them in the comments because we'd love to read them.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious to go through them all. And tweet us as well. You all follow us on Twitter anyway, because you're all in here from
Email
Twitter.
us.
Yeah, you could.
Email us
Email
at
Yeah.
the chain dogs podcast at gmail.com.
Smash like as well, guys. It really does help the channel massively.
Just make sure you smash it though, not press
Smash it.
Actually
Smash it.
it.
Smash it like
Smash it.
1994, and you're pre-booking all them parks. Like, you just gotta go.
If you don't smash
man.
it, you're going to get jizzed on by a clown.
That is what happened at the start.
Way
I-
to bring the tone down, Emma.
We're trying to make people
Right.
smash the like button, not smash the like button.
I
Can you
enjoyed
imagine
it.
Can you imagine
Other
if there's an
people might
uptick in?
enjoy
Can you imagine if there's an uptick in sales of clown costumes, like because of the show? Oh, dear.
Yous are all going to be trying it in the bedroom.
Actually, that's the point. They can use Steamboat Willie now.
Imagine if they just did
There you
that. That'd be insane.
The reference you just threw out there was absolute comedy gold, but I didn't laugh because it was just so good. We're just talking about being jizzed on the clown, and you go Steamboat Willie.
I was reading it from RCT Limits.
Nice segue. Huh?
Oh, that's brilliant. That's one of the best.
I don't get it. Steamboat Willie's not a clown.
No, it's got Willie
No.
though, hasn't it?
Willie.
But his name's Willie.
Okay.
It's not funny when you have to explain it.
So immature, guys.
God, Sean.
Oh, lowering the tone.
All right. I think we've reached the end. All right.
We have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to be back. We will be
Appreciate
back
you all.
next week and for the foreseeable future. We're going to make a big push to do as many Wednesdays as we can now.
Many Wednesdays.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we hit it. We didn't miss an episode for like a good 2 months last year.
Yeah.
And then it got
months.
yeah, and then it got to October, and then it was just busy,
Ruined.
so
Yeah.
ruined.
It always happens though. Like it's just it is what it
Busy
is.
time of year.
Winter time is a busy time of year for all of us.
All right, cool. Thanks so
Wow,
much.
They're ripping the shit now.
What's that?
See you
Okay,
in 2 or 3 weeks. See you in 2 weeks.
Well, then Kira just goes Harold from the Halifax adverts.
Oh my God! Remember him? What an icon!
That's
Who
such a
gives
weird
you
time.
extra?
Lloyd's TSP horse.
Who gives you extra? No, that horse can fuck off. I don't get that advert. Like, why is there a horse in a bank advert? I don't get it. I never got that advert.
Oh, but
Doesn't
Harold
matter.
made sense.
Yeah, but Harold make perfect sense. He was just going, "Who gives you extra?" Like that's what he was doing.
You could have so many iconic adverts.
I heard
Barclays
I
ones.
know somebody met him once, and he was like at a bar, and apparently he was really rude.
Why? Did not give him extra? No. Was it just extra?
And they were like,
Give him extra.
like, it's like, can I have a photo? This was like years ago, and there was like, you know, when you hear all these like horror stories of like, you're like, yeah, you probably just interrupted him while he's eating or something, like just give him a break.
Yeah.
But no, but I miss.
Oh, he seems like such a nice man on the advert. I'm disappointed.
Well, good.
Yeah, it is life.
Fair enough. We better go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yes.
All right. See you later, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.